morning to all. I am Monica Ramchandani here to present my paper on crop recommendation and prediction system using IoT and weather data using cloud computing and machine learning under the guidance of Jaikumar Lajuri and Dr. Rajesh Doria from NIT Raipur. So I am going to discuss about the introduction, the literature survey, cloud computing, data preprocessing, EDA, PDA and normalization, machine learning and its approaches, ensemble learning and its approaches, results, conclusion and the references. So what is Indian economy? It relies on agriculture. More than half of the country's total population relies on agriculture, and only 45% of the land is irrigated and the rest of the crops are rain fed. So according to some estimates, agricultural almost 55% of the India's overall population is employed in agriculture. So we need to constantly monitor the crops sown and a variety of the yield of the data so that the produce is more and we get a very good produce to meet the needing population of our country. So for that we have made use of some machine learning and ensemble learning approaches so that we can predict a better crop for a better season or else so to get a better yield. Next is I have studied a few papers regarding this and I'm presenting a few of them. First paper I studied was intelligent farming using IoT and machine learning. The tools here utilized were Arduino, Firebase and Android Studio. It classifies the soil and recommends the fertilizer based on the classification. The system was built using sensors like DHT11 soil moisture sensor and a 5V relay module. Another methodology for more sustainable agriculture through early crop frost forecasting was data as well as recommended approach, and they made use of a mobile phone application which was easier for the farmers to predict it in the frost scenarios, and the five-way of infrastructure is used to integrate the app. Next was agricultural crop recommendation system using IoT and ML. The moisture in the soil, relative humidity and pH all play a very important role. So using IoT sensors and machine learning and front-end web technologies, they designed a database for users to predict the crops. Efficient crop yield recommendation system using machine learning and for digital farming. Harvest prediction based on AI calculations with recommendations for how much manure to use or how to achieve the proper yield, what areas to harvest and what crops are to be sown. These were very few of the papers I studied. Next is the process. First, we have the raw data set. We pre-process the data set. We apply exploratory data analysis, then principal component analysis on it, and then we normalize the data and use machine learning and ensemble learning approaches. The machine learning approaches used here are KNN, decision tree, SVM, random forest, Gaussian naive Bayes, XGBoost, artificial neural networks, logistic regression, gradient boost, and AdaBoost. And ensemble learning approaches we used were max voting, bagging and stacking. Max voting was separated into hard voting and soft voting, in which we mostly focus on soft voting here. And machine learning and ensemble learning and approaches were used, and the output is finally predicted, which is the predicted crop here. Next is cloud computing. Now, as there is a huge amount of data which is being produced day by day, so where to store all the data? So we have storing all the data in a cloud nowadays, and we can access the cloud via internet, and we can store our applications from a database to the cloud and we can access them. So nowadays we have three kinds of cloud computing. One is infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. Now public cloud and private cloud, community cloud and hybrid cloud are the four options of cloud deployment nowadays, in which public cloud is cloud which is open for all, where anyone can access the cloud and store the data. Private cloud is for specific organizations, and community cloud is for many organizations together as a community, and hybrid cloud is a blend of both public cloud and private cloud. Now data processing, now we need to first we need to understand the data. We need to pre-process the data to find out to remove the noise, to handle the missing values, to handle the outliers and to find out whether it is inconsistent or consistent. We need to remove all this and make it in a proper format so that the accuracy is increased. So there are generally four phases which are involved in data pre-processing. Those are cleaning of the data, integration of the data, transformation of the data, and reduction of the data. Next is visualizing the data set. Now whatever our data, systematically combining many models by training them, like by classifiers or experts, to tackle very few computational intelligence issues. Now the aim is to forecast the accuracy by merging prediction from various models. So it makes use of various models and it predicts based on them, and it classifies, and it has a classifier. First algorithm based on ensemble learning we make use of here is max voting. Max voting is a technique which uses many models to provide prediction for each output. Okay, so it is a classification problem. It is a forecast of each model called vote, and based on the majority it makes a forecast. And there are two types of max voting. One is hard voting and another is soft voting. Hard voting is it predicts on the basis of greatest number of votes by aggregating the votes for class labels or of other models, whereas soft voting has class label gives the sum of probabilities and it is finally predicted. Now we make use of soft voting mostly in our paper, and in our paper the max voting makes use of random forest, SVM, and gradient boosting, and then finally it is fed into the classifier and the decision is taken. Ensemble learning, next ensemble learning approach is used is stacking. Stacking is also called as stack generalization, where it has a class label and it examines the number of models which are used for the same problem. It is a technique which is used for examining number of models for the same problem. Yes. Now it learns to integrate the predictions from two or more underlying machine learning algorithms, and it also makes use of a meta learning model. Here in our paper we make use of random forest, XGBoost, and gradient boost as the normal algorithms, and whereas SVC is the meta algorithm used in our technique. And next is bagging. Bagging is also called as bootstrap aggregation. It is another ensemble learning technique which is used to remove the noise. It minimizes the overfitting and it minimizes the variance also of a data set, and it picks the random sample from a training data set and replicates it. It is a subset of model average strategy. There are three steps involved here. One is the bootstrapping, parallel training, and aggregation. We make use of k-means, light GBM, and decision tree in our particular approach. Now this figure represents the pie chart of the percentage of average humidity which is required for various crops. From this we infer many things which are displayed as follows. Now result is that before handling the outliers and after handling the outliers we see it, and before EDA and after EDA, and these are the accuracies of various prediction algorithms. Conclusion is that it is a study on crop recommendation and with IoT along with cloud computing, and it helps to explore different machine learning methods as well as some deep learning methods. Okay, it is a composition of NPK, additive nutrition is also used, and it is examined thoroughly, and it is a supervised learning algorithm as well as harvest recommendation is done here. Now these were the references, and thank you so much. Now we are going to discuss about our code which we make use of. This is our code for the crop recommendation which makes use of libraries like pandas, numpy, etc. And we are running the code as follows. It gives the this gives the NPK, pH, rainfall, humidity, and the label. And next we are going to find out the size of our data set, the shape of our data set, the number of columns. We describe our data set, and then we find out the information about the data set, the types. These are the attributes, and then we apply some lambda function here, and next we have to handle the missing values, and then we need to handle the outliers even, so that the outliers are reduced. Now as we see, there are a number of outliers, and we are reducing the outliers here. In our data set. Now as we can see, the outliers are reduced. Next we encode it, that is we are normalizing our data using, and here we are making use of min max normalization. as well as z-score normalization. This was about min-max normalization. Now we'll see about z-score normalization. And now for principal component analysis, we get the graph as, we get the plotting as below, and these are our components, and this is the heat map which we got from our data set. Now we need to visualize our data set so that it is easier for us to understand the data sets. We visualize it in various forms, and then here we are performing statistical analysis. And next, this is going to give us the it is a bit slow, sorry for that. And it is going to give us the plot. It gives us, we are visualizing it, and this is the bar plot for various things like before 0 to 100 mm of rainfall, what are the crops which are recommended, and with 100 to 300, what are the crops recommended. And this is a tree map which is there of the crops. We infer that apple, grapes and all that, they require high potassium level, and orange juice require low potassium level, and pomegranate juice requires the same amount of potassium on average scale. This is another, that here we see that we are going to infer that papaya and orange grows in high humidity and temperature, and pH of apple is around 6, while of phosphorus is above 100. It's loading. We'll move further, and here we have a technique of which is going to infer that watermelon is cultivated in what kind of soil, banana is cultivated in what phosphorus level, what are the nitrogen and phosphorus level required here, and here it is the grapes, pigeons, and everything. It is a word cloud, and this gives there is no bias, and this shows the that cotton, what are the, how much nitrogen content, rainfall or potassium content, temperature, humidity is required. And this is the scatter plot of temperature, rainfall and humidity, which crop fits the criteria. Next is, this is the joint distribution using the histogram estimation for potassium versus phosphorus, and this is a pie chart which represents the percentage of average humidity required for various crops, and which this gives the pie chart. And then this before normalization and after normalization, before EDA and after EDA, the features of that. Now we split the data set into training data set as well as testing data set. We train and test, and we make use of KNN algorithm here, and this is the confusion matrix of the KNN algorithm. Accuracy we achieved here is 0.96%, and next we have the error rate versus k value, and this is, next we go to decision tree confusion matrix for decision tree is this one, and the accuracy achieved here is 0.95% again, and this is the bar plot of accuracy versus that. And next we go through SVM algorithm confusion matrix is represented. What is confusion matrix is that the confusion matrix is a matrix which is used to determine the performance of the classification models. Now for a given set of data, so that it can only be determined when true values for a test data are known. Next is, this is the accuracy and the bar plot. Highest accuracy is 0.96%. Next is random forest algorithm. And random forest algorithms accuracy versus the number of estimators. This is the confusion matrix for the random forest algorithm, and 0.99% accuracy we have achieved. And for Gaussian naive Bayes algorithm, again we have the confusion matrix for XGBoost. We came to ANN, and this is the confusion matrix for ANN. Logistic regression, gradient boost, it makes use of gradient boost. ADA boost confusion matrix is represented here, and the accuracy achieved is 0.94%. Next is max voting ensemble model, and confusion matrix, and 0.99% accuracy with max voting we achieved here. And here you can see max voting made use of random forest classifier, XGB classifier, and gradient boosting classifier. Next, moving forward, we make use of stacking. Stacking confusion matrix of stacking is this, and the accuracy achieved is 0.99% again. And we make use of again random forest, XGB, and gradient boost classifier. And bagging makes use of CART algorithm, as I said. And CART algorithm is classification and regression algorithm, and this is the confusion matrix for that. We achieved 0.99% accuracy. We make use of light GBM, and the confusion matrix for that. Again, we make use of k-means clustering. This is the elbow method which is represented, and next is the data of the clusters. And soft clustering, we make use of hard clustering, and this is the recommender. And finally, we concluded that nitrogen, potassium, differentiated humidity, what are the rice qualities which are as per the soil quality. So this was our code, and now I'm going to show my paper. This is the paper on crop recommendation and prediction system using IoT and weather data using cloud computing and machine learning. This is the abstract. Here we have that as there is a lot of need for food nowadays, so it is good that we need to have a high yield. This is the procedure which is involved in our data set. And moving forward, this is the literature review of our data set, and methodology we make use of is cloud computing. And this is the architecture of the cloud computing. Here we make use of public, private, and community clouds. The data pre-processing and its stages, what are all those? This is the visualizing our data set, then exploratory data analysis, the temperature, rainfall, humidity, which crop will fit the particular criteria. Then this is potassium versus phosphorus ratio which is needed for our crops suitability. Principal component analysis is done, and data normalization, what are the min-max normalizations, EDSCO normalization, what are supervised, unsupervised, and semi-supervised machine learning, what are the approaches. KNN, we have decision tree, SVM, random forest, Gaussian naive Bayes, XGBoost, ANN, logistic regression, gradient boost, ADA boost, and ensemble learning based approaches. One is max voting, another is stacking, where we saw that SVC is the meta classifier, random forest, XGBoost, and gradient boost. Bagging makes use of k-means, light GBM, and decision tree, and the scatter plot of the crops based on the k-means clustering we saw, and the nitrogen and the potassium content. These were the results which we obtained from our experiment on our problem, and this as the EDA. And what are the various accuracies and precisions, F1 score, and recall coefficients of our methods which we have used. First were the machine learning methods, and next were the ensemble learning methods which we made use of, we implemented newly in our code. This was the pie chart which depicted the average humidity, and finally we conclude with the references. So this was my paper. Thank you so much.